On Tuesday, the library boarders came out so they wouldn't fetch up any books. Then on Wednesday, the librarians came out. Yesterday, when I telephoned to find out what was going on, nobody answered. So I suppose the telephonists are out to show solidarity with the librarians who have probably gone back.
You know what I'm looking forward to? Is a tourist strike. A day when they all refuse to come out of their hotels and spend their money looking at our pageantry and picket lines. So I'm going to town and do some exotic shopping without being treated like an undesirable resident, eh? Can I get you a drink, Herman?
No, no thanks.
Oh. Are you all right? You look a bit low.
Do I? That's because it seems so bloody pointless.
Oh, it is from what I can make out. Because apparently, the money they finally get is worth less than the money they were getting when they went on strike for it, by the time they actually get it. But which is why they have to come out again immediately, to get some more of it, and so forth. Oh, don't worry about it, Herman, and do let me get you a drink.
No, I was talking about my research into Henry James. It doesn't matter to me whether I get on the thesis or not.
Ooh, poor old Henry James. Oh, that reminds me. I've got to let the wine breathe. There we go, Herman. You need? I've got a little pheasant in the oven. A very little one, sadly. Won't go around for 3. Or I'd ask you to stay on to dinner again.
You mean you want me to go?
No. Say, aren't you a mite touchy for you, Herman? At least wait and say hello to Anne. She shouldn't be too long now they've persuaded her leading man to cut down on his curtain calls. Then push off when we make you feel de trop. You'll excuse me if I just get things ready, so it can start as soon as Anne gets back. She's always peckish after a performance. She's on stage the entire evening. It's a very taxing role. You really do look a bit subdued, Herman. What have you been up to?
Tell me something, Robert.
Yes.
What do you think?
What?
What do you think of me straight out?
Straight out?
Yes.
Well, I haven't thought much about you, Herman. I mean, we're both delighted you've taken over the cottage, and not just because you're a guaranteed short-term tenant. And I do enjoy your little just droppings in and passings by when I'm on my own, if that means anything.
But you do think there's something odd about me, don't you? I've noticed the smiles you give out sometimes when I say something.
Sorry. I never meant you to notice them.
Well, what do you say about me when my back's turned?
Well, nothing really cruel, Herman, I promise. None of your current round of anti-Australian jokes. You're very affectionate, really. And some of your little gestures have touched Anne quite deeply, you know. Like the note and the flowers you sent her for getting you a ticket to her last play, for instance. But while we're on the subject, I should perhaps warn you against lilies for actresses. Even famous and successful ones like Anne are superstitious.
What do they mean by that?
Well, death, usually. Look, Herman, I must tell you all about actors' superstitions. Macbeth, whistling, green. There was an old ham I used to know in Worthing, and he always...
In other words, I'm what you call ghost, right?
Naive, I call it, Herman. Refreshingly naive.
Let's face it, Robert, I'm a hick.
Herman, I believe you're suffering from delayed culture shock.
You're right there. I am. Because I'm in love, you see.
Ah. Aha! Who with?
Your name's Griselda.
Griselda, eh? Well, that's a very nice name, Herman, with a built-in defense against diminutives. Well, that's good news, Herman.
Is it? She's married.
Oh. Who to?
Somehow.
Well, that certainly narrows the field.
Why talk about her? Except to say she doesn't love him any longer. She hasn't for years, but he doesn't know it yet.
Still, she's already told you more about him than he knows himself.
Poor bastard still thinks he's blissfully married. Even though he's been unfaithful to her right from the beginning almost. So he's really going to cut into him, hasn't he? Cigarette. Why do I feel such a shit?
Does you credit them? No Pommy of your age would feel a shit under the circumstances, I can tell you.
That's what Chris keeps saying. She thinks I'm being naive too. At least the last night she did anyway.
Ooh, what happened last night?
She came around to the cottage. I hope you don't mind my having her in the cottage.
You have a way you can, Herman.
Afterwards, I tried to make her understand what I felt about what we were doing. And suddenly she turned really nasty. She said I was like a convict.
Oh, Herman, a simple matter of letting your hair grow and changing your clothes.
She was talking about a post-causal guilt. She said I looked so guilty and beaten and ashamed. I said I can't help it, that's how I do feel. I can't see how you don't feel the same way. And then she said, the trouble is I'm not good enough for a kid like you, and she walked out.
Oh dear.
It'd be all right if she married me, I know it was.
Married.
Right.
Look, Herman, have she and some man got any children?
2 little boys.
You've got a nose for it. Well, so what?
So, suppose I came along to you and said, 2 barrels, and I'm taking your hand away from you. What would you do?
I hope I have the grace to accept it.
Would you really? So what you're telling me then, Robert, is to go ahead and to hell with the consequences.
Under the circumstances, Herman, I really can't think of a better place for them. That loaded
Right.
with live bullets.
Right.
Well, I'm sorry if my advice hasn't been along the right moral lines. But I really think we're confronted here with a classic case of a culture gap, aren't we? I mean, in the old country, we just don't pull guns on people whose advice we disagree with. Especially when it's offered in the best of faith. I'm sorry, Herman, if once or twice my advice has seemed to be a bit frivolous. I'm afraid I picked up some rather unattractive habits during my years in rep. I'm sorry.
What?
I'm apologising.
What for, Robert?
Whatever you're pointing that thing at me for.
Oh, sorry, Jesus, you didn't think I was going to shoot you. No, it's from her, Grace. This afternoon, I went out for a walk to try and get things clear in my mind about walking out last night. Keep away from the telephone. Promised her I'd never phone her at home in case he was there. When I got back, this was on my pillow. Upside down. No message with it or anything. So it's supposed to be a message in itself, isn't it? I don't know, years post-graduate on Henry James without being able to interpret a single word of signal. What does it mean? What does it mean?
Herman, are you sure your Griselda is English? This has more than a touch of the Teutonics or Scandinavians about it. That's it. Yes. Live, all right. It's like the old days. Oh, the number of Agatha Christie's and so forth I've had to handle these in. Or had them pointed at me and been shocked by. With blanks, of course. Or kept them loaded up for the last act of Gardner. Head of Gardner. 3 different productions. And in 2 of them I longed for live ammunition from the ladies in question. Anne was a superb header, by the way, even though not quite ready for it. The truth is, Herman, the truth is that the old cliche holds true. Never, never, never point these things at people, particularly when loaded. Sounds like it away. She hates the things, even on stage.
Don't tell her, will you, about Christmas?
Why not?
Just don't want her to know it. Feel treacherous to Chris letting another woman in on it, so please.
All right.
You promise?
I promise. Hello, darling. You've been bang on for the fest. How did it go?
Bloody quickly, that's how it is. That Father Tom had to know every single one of our lines. Even when I was announcing the suicide, that could only as if I said she put a chicken in the oven and not a hen. So it went for nothing. My only decent line. And when I asked him afterwards what the hell he thought he was up to, he said, well, darling, we're in such a hurry for dinner dinners, we can't take a decent care. And I said it wasn't dinner dinners. It's just that the rest of us didn't particularly enjoy going on bowing after the audience had stopped clapping.
What sort of house? Full?
No, only 75%.
Oh dear. Well, that's really not bad, darling. Not for a Tuesday night, considering it's not a musical or a thriller or a comedy or even much of a play, really. So it must be you, darling, tapping them in.
Well, from the response afterwards, it's maybe Jackson raincoats. All because of poor little Alice's 2-minute nude scene. You know, her tits look really weird tonight. I think she's been oiling them. When their nipples caught the light, they sort of winked at me. And then there was my usual couple in the front row. She's not as pretty as a picture, is she? No, and why that dreadful wig?
Well, you know what I think, Anna. I think you're just great and it's just great.
Hello, Herman. Who is she?
Who?
The lady I saw letting herself into the cottage as I passed by this night.
Forgot she was coming up. Just a friend, Adam, musician. Better get down there. Thanks, Robert. Thanks for everything. Night, mate.
Well, what's she like?
Oh, long, dumb from what I could make out. Who is she?
Ah. Well, I'm afraid I promised Herman that I wouldn't tell you.
Oh.
That her name's Grizz. The Griselda. He wants to marry her. She might want to marry him, but he's conscience-stricken about her husband and 2 children. So she sent him a loaded gun, symbolically, and she then drew on me. I think that's everything I promised not to tell you.
A loaded gun?
With live bullets.
And he pointed it at you.
Exactly.
But why?
Ah. Well, let me break his confidence properly while we're noshing. He deserves a little scene playing, intention building. I'll be putting it on the table in 5 minutes, okay? In the meantime, you settle yourself with this, and I'll dispose of the day's little businesses. Oh, phone calls, yes. Paddy, just after you'd left, to ask if you'd read it yet. I said no, but I'd had a little dip myself, and I really couldn't imagine you wanting to do a musical, even of the life of George Eliot. Going to phone again at the weekend. Then Janie phoned about those 3 scripts, wanting to know when you're going to hit the mark, or perhaps you should send them. Anyway, there's one of them that she really thinks you might find quite exciting. I couldn't get much out of her, except that, as it stands, you'd be playing an 18-year-old. I said, you'd be playing an 18-year-old.
Oh? What else?
But if the author knows you're interested, he'd rewrite it for a 27-ish to 38-ish year old. Anyway, she wants you to read it quickly, so we finally worked out that she's going to drop that one at the stage door tomorrow and post the other 2. Oh, then Patty. Oh, darling. Head, neck or shoulders?
Oh, it's just a slight headache.
Oh, and I'm an empty stomach. Quick.
No, it's not that sort of ache.
Still, a few minutes of thumb work never did you any good. Sorry, darling. Where were we? Oh, Patty, yes. 3 calls from Patty about that interview you gave that bloody Woman's magazine. I finally succeeded in explaining to her why she had to explain to them why we objected to our home being described as rural Bijou and our lifestyle as humdrum. Oh, and I got her to get them to get my name right. You know, they still like me in as Robert O'Neill. But that's all settled now, apart from a final check on the proofs and your approval of the photograph. They want to use the one taken in Antibes last year, only with me cut out, which I don't mind at all, especially as they're entitling the piece "The Lonely Queen of the London Stage." And I wouldn't want anybody to think that that meant me. Especially as in that particular shot I'm leering over your shoulder like some drunken lesbian. It's bad for both of our images, as Paddy pointed out. Still, I'm sure there must be some perfectly decent photographs of the two of us about somewhere, don't you think? So, what do you think about their using the Antibes photograph?
Oh, my.
It wouldn't be a sympathetic twosome, of course, just of you, as they've cut me out.
Well, you're not really in it anyway.
Right. Right. Well, that settles that then. Though after dinner we might have a little riffle through the photo files and see what we do have, eh? How's that, darling?
Much better, thanks.
Good. Oh yes, old Harriet phoned. Could we have dinner after the show next week? I said, conditional on your feeling up to it, we'd absolutely love to. On the further condition that it wasn't at a restaurant with an Irish owner who A, insists on joining us at the table, B, proceeds to fall asleep at it, with C, his hand in your lap and his hair in my duck. And she said, well, at least he tore up the bill. And I didn't say, knowing how fond of her you sometimes are, that was no consolation to us, as we hadn't been expecting to pay it anyway. Anyway, she's going to phone again at the weekend to confirm. And then lastly, oh yes, well, I won't bore you with an account of my 25-minute altercation over the Stilton I sent back last week, or my various other altercations with electricity people and so forth about the two plugs they failed to put in. So I think that's just about everything. Oh, apart from the post, which arrived at 1:30 today with Lee, and which divides itself into the two usual piles. Oh, there's the pheasant. Fan letters and bills. So why don't you look through the fans and I'll go and toss the salad. Sorry, darling. Wrong way round. Those are the bills. These are the fans. Not the usual proportions, I know, but a lot of things have come in together recently. We'll go through them on Sunday, shall we? There are one or two items that might seem a little bit bizarre at first glance. These are the fans. Oh, but not that one. Or that one. Both written by the same person, I suspect. And I guess he was drunk at the time. And if he's so eager to get his money back, he should have applied to the box office. But the other two are rather charming in their simple-minded way. Now for the salad. Perfect. When you've finished your one drink. Oh, by the way, no fresh vegetables because of the truckers' strike, or seed strike, or sun strike, whichever. So I won't be a can of artichoke hearts. We really must remember to stock up. We're getting very low. I'm doing an Italian for a change, okay?
Actually, I'm not very hungry.
Oh, darling. You didn't have a sandwich or one of those sodding yogurts.
No, I'm just not up to one of your elaborate meals.
Oh, sweetheart, I can see you're tired and past it, and that swine Tom cutting all of your lines. We'll find a lovely way to get him back, shall we? And there's really nothing wrong with your wig.
Yes, there is.
Well, it was a bit rat-taily, perhaps, last time I saw it. Tomorrow morning we'll get on the phone and we'll screw another one out of Michael, eh? What you need now, sweetheart, is a proper meal. And very
Oh, Robert, don't baby talk me.
baby talk you.
Yes. You're almost listening with revolt
I was merely trying to get you to the table and get some food down. And perhaps I am a bit peckish myself, you know. I did spend all the afternoon putting all your unwanted magazines into the loft, and the evening trying to get a meal you'd enjoy. And I asked if you'd like pheasant. What?
Now it's put upon little housewife. I'm sorry, darling, that's not how I meant to start. We've got to talk.
What about?
About you, Mary, and me. I don't know.
Oh, but what about the pheasant?
Oh, good God, Robert!
All right. Where do we start? With me mainly, or you, or our marriage? I mean, we've been perfectly happily married for what, 7 years, without having to talk about it? Which is perhaps why it's been a perfectly happy marriage. While all our friends have been fretting and analysing their way to shrinks and divorce courts and so forth.
It's never been a perfect marriage, right from the beginning. Or why you had to have all those affairs.
What affairs?
Darling, I've always known. Right from those days in Redford, those little scrubbers and vests and jeans. And Caroline Butcherley, and Hazel Montague, and on and on. You're a lousy adulterer. An insultingly lousy adulterer. Why, you must be the only man in the Western world, darling, who lays girls with smeary lipstick on your handkerchief, on your shirt front, even on your wide fronts once. Just like a husband on an old Susan Hayward movie. Oh. And then there's your habit of coming to bed without having a bath and smelling as if you had. Which means you must look like you know it. And perfume. And hairs on your jacket. Oh. And all those wrong number telephone calls. And stilted conversations with your new agent. Or someone you said wanted to be your new agent. Which were all totally meaningless. From what you left me here at Victoria. But always involved rummaging arrangements. Which weren't. Meaningless, I mean. Because that's what the calls were about. I could always tell when you're lying, darling. You see, you're doing such a reckless style. And look so pleased with yourself for having gotten away with it. Well, you can call them up while I'm in the room, don't you? Expect that gives you quite a thrill. Nodding and smiling at me, you pretend to take some hard line with the script editor. Well, you're actually sorting out a screw with his silly little secretary or whoever. How she must have admired you, eh? And laughed at me. And brought back your great days in Worthing. So you see, darling, that's all I've had against you recently. In the end, your taste. So you see, darling, I do know. Really.
And yet you let me go on and on, without even hinting or looking upset.
I put up with them because I thought you must have needed them. Because I was making a career and you weren't. And if it hadn't been for me and the money I was beginning to make, you'd have never given up stage managing, which you're so good at, and concentrated on your acting.
Which I wasn't.
Oh, you're all right.
I was bloody better than all right, and you know it. I was offered lots of things. They simply weren't worth my
Oh,
while.
I know. And I blame myself for that. If it hadn't been for me, you would have had to take them. And one thing might have led to another.
Yes. One Sten gun carrier to another in those Shakespeares at the RSC. One PC in Brighton to another PC in Croydon. You know, darling, I was killed 7 times during my last year of telework. 7 times killed. And 1.5 minutes total exposure. 4 of those times my face wasn't visible. I wore a stocking mask. Heavy
Oh, I
scarlet.
know. I'm not blaming you.
You're accusing me of living off your money.
Well, you are.
But you've always insisted on calling it our money whenever I've objected to you paying some of the bills.
All of the bills these last few years. You didn't object to me paying them. Simply at your not being able to pay them.
Yes, well, you're one of these people whose talent is recognised and who gets rewarded for it too. I'm not. But if it hadn't been for me supporting you, running our lives, who chose this house, eh? Who furnished it? Who keeps it going? Who cooks all the bloody meals? Whatever would you have done without any of that, eh?
Oh, I know all that you've done and why. I'm simply explaining why I let your affairs go on and on. I put up with them because I thought you must
peccadillos as a way of threading together my life as a failure.
You are a failure. You're not even what you used to call yourself. A success monkey. You're a failure.
Thank you. Thank you, darling.
I'm sorry. But he said when I was ready to tell you, I mustn't try and spare your feelings.
He did. Did he?
Yes. Haven't you wondered where I've been going these afternoons these past 6 months?
You said you had publicity notes, directors' meetings, lunches with... No. No, I haven't wondered. Who is he? What's his name?
Whittaker.
Whittaker. I don't know any Whittaker. He's not an actor.
He's an analyst.
An analyst? An analyst of what?
People. People like me. People like me.
You mean he's a shrink? You mean you've been having an affair with a
I haven't
shrink?
been having an affair with him. I've been seeing him professionally. I was desperate, you see, quite desperate, without knowing why. All I knew was that I couldn't talk to you about it, which was quite significant in itself. And all the good things that had happened to me. My third West End success in a row. My evening stand at Best Actress. The plays and players Best Actress. All didn't mean a thing. And then I remembered that something I had last year, you did, when he told us about that near breakdown he'd had, and the chap that had sorted him out.
May I remind you that old Glycerine Ditch committed suicide 2 months ago? Or is that your Widdicombe's idea of sorting people out?
That was over an antique swindle. He was going to jail.
And darling, look, I'm sorry perhaps I've been a bit naughty over those girls. But maybe perhaps I haven't done enough to get my own career going again. You didn't need to go to a shrink to find that out.
I didn't go there to find that out. I knew that already. I needed Whittaker's help to find a perspective.
Hold on a moment. I'm just beginning to realise. You went to him, and you sat on his couch, and you told him all about us, about me, and you talk of my infidelities. I bet he had a wonderful time of it, nodding and clucking the famous Anne O'Neill through her marital problems.
Actually, he doesn't know who I am. I used an assumed name.
What?
Eleanor Winterspot.
Ellen Winterspot?
Yes, I knew that. Because that's the way I felt. Helen Winterspot. And I wore one of my wigs and dark glasses. He knew I was in disguise, and he approved. He said, people who wear masks are more likely to tell the truth, especially women. Anyway, I doubt you can know who I was. He's not very interested in theatre and television. More interested in money, really. A bit like a orchid. Anyway, I've grown to admire him greatly. And I've come to think of him as one of the sanest and wisest men I've ever met. Here's his card.
Thank you, darling. You're doing some part-time as his sales rep.
I think you should see him. From what I've told him, you need help far more than I do. And my only real problem is you. And not realizing what a sterile marriage of accommodation and sexless comfort I have betrayed myself
Sexless?
into.
What does he mean, sexless?
Last night, when you came to bed all buttoned up in your silk pajamas, complaining the battery had run out in your toothbrush, and not bed with sweaters, or on my trumpet and carrots, inclined between the what you are. Whittaker used both those words, you. But I don't need a servant or a gigolo anymore. I didn't make you into one in the first place. You did it to yourself. You're going, Robert.
Oh, no, I'm not. Anne, I'm not going. Not anywhere. This is my home, and I love it. I've spent years, 7 years, nursing you and your monstrous ego from one triumph to another, one crisis to another. I've listened to you, night after night after night, whine and snivel and bitch. I've fed you, I've comforted you, I've kept you calm when you were frightened and together when you were going to pieces. And that's 7 years hard. 7 years hard with a vain, boring, not particularly talented, and totally selfish woman, i.e. an actress. And all I've got to show for it are a few badly needed comforts and hard-earned luxuries. This home is mine. Not yours, mine, because I've loved it and looked after it and appointed it and put up with you in it. And for its sake, I'm not leaving it. Christ, I'm not leaving it on the say-so of your Whittaker. I'll kill him first.
Whittaker said £5,000 cash settled for the work you've done to the house. And for your sexual, emotional, and domestic services should be adequate. He's had a great deal of experience in these matters. Anyway, it should tide you over into a new life. I should go back to stage managing if I were you. It really was your fortune. But I have kept up the payments on your equity card, haven't I? You can take all personal gifts from me. And those you've given yourself from me. The portable, but not the electric typewriter. No furniture. And only your own books.
There aren't any books in this house apart from the ones that I brought into it. You never read anything unless it's got your photograph in the middle of it. Anne O'Neill, a very private person, and her husband, Robert What's-his-name, out of camera.
You have until the day after tomorrow to clear out. I shall return promptly at 4 o'clock with your check in my hand. If at 5 minutes past 4 you're still here, I shall nip it up, and I shall call the police to have you thrown out. Until then, I shall stay in London. Do not attempt to contact me. Do not come near the theatre or ruin my performance. Or no check, and I'll fight you for every stitch of clothing you haven't paid for, including the necklace you're standing up in. If I were you, I'd use some of the 5,000 on Whittaker. If he'll accept you. He's choosy as well as expensive.
Have you any idea what you've just done?
Oh yes, I've tossed you out. And it's exactly what Whittaker said it would be. The most exhilarating experience of my life. If you decide to see
ashes.
Well, yeah, I can smell burning.
My soul!
What?
What do you want, Herman?
His hand safely out of the way.
Quite safe.
Here. Take this. And this. It was gone by the time I got there. This is lying on the pillow. Take it, boy. Go. Don't know what she means. To kill her, kill her husband, or to kill myself. Can't keep my eyes off the brother. Or my hands. And sitting in the cottage with one in one hand, one in the other, in front of me, on what I could do with them. Beginning to think I'm in the middle of a nightmare. So if you keep them here somewhere out of my way, I'd be ever so grateful. Somewhere where I won't see them, of course. Truth is, you can imagine myself using them on him. See what I mean, Bob?
Yeah.
That's right. Thanks. I'll have to write her a letter care of the London Symphony Orchestra.
Will it get to her then?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it'll get to her, all right. Plays the violin for her, you see. Fiddles. She fiddles while I burn, hey? No, Roberts. And give my good nights to Anne.
The day after tomorrow. Right?
Oh, just a moment, darling. I've got some good nights to give you. Here you are then, Mr. Widdicombe.
Yeah. It's rather dark here, isn't it?
Yes, I know. But it's so cosy and snug. Do you mind? I thought you people were used to working in it, burrowing down and down, so to speak, through the layers of phony brightness.
Yeah, but we like to see the people we're dealing with. Yeah?
Right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll put them on. Oh, but I won't open the curtains if you don't mind. so unreal out there. There and there. How's that?
Well, a trifle bright, perhaps.
Still, I'm glad you suggested it. Now I can see you in detail. You look jolly comforted.
Good. But you will allow me.
How's that?
Just us.
Good. Can I get you anything before we start?
No.
Well, perhaps later you'll think of something.
Yes, perhaps later.
If you do, you will mention it, won't you?
I will.
What sort of thing do you think it's likely to be?
Well, I won't go that international.
No, of course you won't. Just like God himself, eh?
Like God.
Yes. I mean, nothing exists unless he thinks about it. Which is why he has to go on thinking about himself, to go on existing. Which doesn't give him a lot of time to think properly about the rest of us. Which is why we all lead such half and half and finally temporary existences. What do you think of that, Mr. Whittaker?
The theoretical reality.
Oh, I'm glad you're going to take a practical and down-to-earth tone. I can't tell you how grateful to you I am for coming here like this. The way you responded to my midnight SOS was very moving.
You're obviously very double.
Oh, I am. I am. But I've made lots of troubled phone calls over the years to plumbers and gasmen when the boiler's gone and so forth. And they can take a leaf out of your book, I can tell you. Not that they make much of it. They can scarcely read the instructions in their own manuals, most of them. You know, we had one just the other day. The sweetest little Pakistani, and he said, oh, I'm off again. I'm so eager to get started. Shall I just take the plunge? We've got a couch ready. I can go to it and lie on it and surrender myself to you like they do in all those cartoons and films and plays. Shall I?
There are a couple of little things I'd like to get cleared up first. I would have explained on the phone, but you hung up so quickly.
I know. But I was so eager to get you see, and so frightened that you'd changed your mind. I've heard such things about you, Mr. Whittaker. How you go to the very heart with your capacious and incisive intelligence. A force for life, as it were. And I didn't want to lose you by chatterboxing on as I am now. I mean, I didn't want you pegging me as some ghastly little pansy before you'd even clapped eyes on me. Oh! Sorry. That's all right, isn't it? They won't get me for that one, will they?
Who?
Those language purists we hear so much about these days. But as long as I stick to the reverse principle, I'm a pansy, you're queer, but he's gay, and so is she. Then that's all right, isn't it?
Yes, that's very interesting. Perhaps we could get to that in a moment, but for now, could we just have...
What? Oh, yes. Those things I didn't give you the chance. What are they?
Firstly, this can only be an exploratory session. I can't commit myself further at this stage.
Commit yourself.
To accepting you as a patient.
Accepting me? I see. So really, you're the sort of Garrick Club of the mentally distressed, are you? Well, I do hope I get in.
Secondly, if I do decide we should go further, you should realize this is likely to be a long-term business.
How long?
I've had some people on my books for 10 years.
Well, that just goes to show how much they must like you, doesn't it? I mean, I change dentists all the time, and never can find one to suit. No, Mr. Whittaker, you haven't said anything to put me off. I'm going to do my best to qualify.
There's a third thing.
Yes?
I'm very expensive.
Well, of course you are. I mean, you couldn't go dispensing your diagnoses as if there were horoscopes in the evening papers, now could you?
I charge 50 guineas a session.
Oh. Well,
For a preliminary session, which this is, I charge 75 guineas, plus expenses. Petrol, plus a cancelled session with another patient, 100 guineas in all. I have to ask for it in advance.
perfectly fair. Because if you didn't get it in advance, you might not get it at all, right? 100 guineas, he said? Widdicombe. What initial?
F.
F for...
Just F will do.
This is part of my therapy, isn't it?
What?
This little transaction means I've got you all to myself, doesn't it? And the feeling of power that that gives me. I have got you all to myself, haven't I? I mean, nobody's going to disturb us, are they? Nobody from your office knows you're here.
Only my secretary.
Oh, do you sleep with her?
It's him, actually.
Oh, do you sleep with him then? See, I feel I can tease you a little now. That must be good, mustn't it? Oh, Widdicombe, I just thought of something. Supposing I fall in love with you. That's quite usual, isn't it? And then you reject me. Or worse, supposing I fall in love with you, and you accept me. And I have to see so much of you at 50 guineas a session that I'm impoverished, and then you reject me. What would we do then, Widdicombe?
Well, let's not worry about that now. Let's see if we can find out what's the matter with you. Why did you phone me?
I'm sure you've noticed. The worst thing is this room. I can hardly bring myself to leave it, apart from performing my natural bodily functions and gulping down a glass of milk and crust. It's as though it's some vast stage, can't you see? And I was going to be forced to play out some hideous drama of murder, suicide, revenge.
No, you're suffering from acute agoraphobia.
Oh, is that what it's called? Oh, good.
The usual psychosis and traces of persecution mania.
Oh, good.
You can lie on the couch now.
You know, now that I'm here, prone, my whole body at your mercy, I feel kind of frightened of you suddenly.
That's because I'm an authority figure. You need my help, but you resent interfering. Right. Tell me about your father.
Daddy!
Yes, Daddy.
Well, what?
Begin with your last memory of him.
Well, he was lying on the bed, his and Mummy's, and she was doing something to his trousers, buttoning them up, I suppose. She always tended to him on special occasions.
What was the special occasion?
Well, I think it was his funeral. Writing this down. They always do in plays.
I know how to do my job.
Yes.
Now, what was she like, your mother?
Oh, very much in the usual run of mothers, you know. She was tall, voluptuous, with warm, inviting eyes.
Then too, she?
No, Widdicombe, please don't say that, no.
You said was, she was.
Yes, was tall, voluptuous, so forth. Now she is a bit shrunken. Her hair's white, what there is of it, and her eyes run. She's in her 80s. We were very close to begin with, and then we grew apart. I just remembered. I was a forceps delivery. Do you think that's significant? And another thing. Once, when I was only 13, she caught me playing with myself in the bar.
And now your wife.
What?
You're married, aren't you?
How did you know?
Because you've been acting well.
How did you know?
You've been acting it bad.
I see.
You are married, aren't you?
Yes.
Something's gone wrong with the marriage, has it?
Can we talk about it later, please?
I'd like to talk about it now.
Still. Later, please.
How many times, how often have you been unfaithful to your wife?
What?
How many times have you been unfaithful to your wife?
Well, 357 times at the last count. But that includes one night, and uprights in cupboards and on the stairs. Some of them were really more like sneezes. Even so, Whitcomb, you don't look very impressed.
Has she ever been unfaithful before?
No. There's a man in her life, Whitcomb. What you'd call an authority figure who's poisoned her against me.
Do you hate him?
Oh, yes. I intend to ruin him. Aha!
What do you mean, aha? Have you harbored any desire to kill her? Have you behaved violently towards her?
Yes.
So, sum up. You've committed 357 acts of infidelity. As far as you know, your wife hasn't been sexually unfaithful to you. She turned for advice to an older man. This made you jealous and you want to hurt her because of it. Is that right?
Rather a bold outline, surely, Whitcomb.
We won't get anywhere unless you're honest. Is it right?
Yes. You know, you've got an alarming amount of the policeman in you. I feel less inclined to fall in love with you now. Are you going?
I don't know.
Rather a short session for 100 guineas.
It's not the length, it's the depth.
And when will I see you again?
You won't be seeing me again, Mr. Simon, if you're sensible.
You don't want my money then?
You haven't got enough, is my impression. What money there is isn't yours, it's your wife's, my impression.
Indeed. And what gives you that impression?
The way you throw it around. She's either left you or leaving you, isn't she?
No, she's not. In fact, she's coming straight down now to give you her greetings and her thanks. Darling, you're on! All right. I admit it's not one of the great coups, but in Worthing it actually made a small boy grow up. Right up the hat of the woman in front of him. Of course, they tried to take that away from me too, by claiming it was the hat that did it.
This thing's supposed to be your wife, is it?
Well, I've never seen her with quite that expression. Except when reading some of her reviews. You're a coolish customer, Whitcomb. I'll give you that. It took me 2 days to work this out. I've been responsible for some flops in my
But
time.
hair's like that, is it?
Isn't it?
You put that away, please.
Why?
I don't like knives.
Oh. Sorry. I still haven't aroused your interest in my situation then.
What's interesting about a trick like that?
Well, what about my agoraphobia? My being imprisoned in this room?
There's the door. Walk through it.
But how?
That's your problem, old man.
Seems to be your problem too.
Give me the key. I don't like being locked in rooms I want to get out of.
You like your freedom, do you?
Give me the key.
But a very limited freedom if it means you have to through the door you entered by. There are doors behind the curtains, Widdicombe. They're open. Oh, Widdicombe! One moment, please, old cheese. You haven't realised. Of course, freedom is also a matter of having the nerve to exit through doors you haven't entered by. When doing so, to bring a bullet in the back, or the gut. Of course, it may bring fresh air, the scent of roses, a sunny path to a gate in an ivied wall, a pleasant stroll around the house to your car. Freedom, in other words, is an indifference to consequences. That was rehearsed, I'm afraid. This moment means too much to me to be improvised. Well, Widdicombe, which do you choose? Do you need a prompt? See, it is.
I'll stay.
Good. Come right back then, please.
Look, if you want your money back, I don't think
No. It's all right. I'm sure you're going to be worth it in the end. Strike that proper though, please. What? Sorry. Jargon of my ex-trade as authority figure is of yours. So, strike the prop authority figure means get rid of the dummy. Just pull up the rope. Good. Anything like this ever happened to you before, Winters?
No.
What? No violent patients ever?
Well, not with me.
But you're trembling.
Don't. I can't, you see.
I say, you are a chap with pronounced dislikes, aren't you? You don't like knives. You don't like big locked-in rooms. You don't like discarded gigolos. You don't like guns. And yet here you are, locked in a room by a discarded gigolo who's got a knife and a gun who doesn't like you. And I say, the fact that you chose to exercise your freedom by coming back into the room because I threatened to shoot you doesn't mean I can't exercise mine by shooting you anyway, does it? Now, no asides, please, Widdicombe.
I said don't, please.
Well, I certainly bulversayed you a little this time, haven't I? I'm sure you're going to be worth my 100 guineas. Let's start a new session, but this time you do the work. Sit down. Not there, you'd be upstaging me. Nor over there, the sight lines are terrible. Bring one of this chair over, please. Good. And put it there. Good. You know, I could have made a good props man out of you, Widdicombe, if I didn't need you for a starring role. Sit! Right, off you go.
You want?
A bit of rapid depth analysis. Tell me about yourself.
What?
F. What does F stand for?
Ferdinand.
I prefer you as Widdicombe. I've got used to you as Widdicombe. Widdicombe calm, Widdicombe threatening, Widdicombe greedy, most of all Widdicombe greedy, and now Widdicombe cowed. But all of them Widdicombe. Well, Ferdinand, let's start with Daddy, your last memory.
I haven't got one. He died before I was born.
Well, then your mother, what was she like?
No, she died while I was being born.
Well, then your wife. You are married, aren't you?
Yes.
Your wife, what's she like?
Her name's Rosalind.
Oh, come on, Widdicombe, you can do better than that. Is she an anal retentive? A womb hysteric? Give us depth, Widdicombe, depth!
Well, she's very nice. She's small and a bit plump, and she
Do you love her?
Yes.
Is she good in bed?
Yes.
Details.
Just have an ordinary sex life.
You don't want to talk about it.
No.
I expect it's this phallic symbol I'm pointing in your head. Distracting, eh?
Yes.
All right. Tell me about your two boys.
Piers is 10, Nigel's 12. Piers is good at football. Nigel, well, he stammers. Piers is well built, and Nigel's a bit on the blunt side.
What about sibling rivalry, masturbation problems, a penis envy?
It's the usual amount. Nothing
All right. Tell me about your own vices, Whittaker. Be frank, but not fearless.
Well, I eat too much, and sometimes I have not too much to drink.
Go on.
I go out Monday too much.
Now that's a symptom of anal retentiveness, isn't it?
I suppose so, yes.
Okay. Give me a brief resume of your qualifications.
I haven't got any.
What? None at all.
No, I was called a layer, so I don't need any qualifications. It's perfectly legal.
Is it? So to sum up, you're a family-loving orphan with swinish appetites and unusual acquisitiveness in a fraudulent profession. But what's beginning to worry me, old bean, is whether you're up to the role that I've cast you in. You're such a coarse and palpable fraud, even by the standards of your profession. How do you do it? Come on. How do you take them in?
Oh, it's my manner, I think. I like it. I find it very reassuring. Most people I get don't know what to do, so I tell them.
And they're mostly women, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm actors, artists, university teachers, that's all. But I have had good honest.
Go. Shouldn't it be honest, Gavin? What's happened to your accent? 10 minutes ago it had a certain plummy confidence. Now it's slipping past the suburbs.
Because I'm frightened, Esther.
Returning to base, is it?
Yeah. But I have done good.
All right. Persuade. One case. Think carefully, choose quickly. Time's getting on.
One that comes to mind, an opera singer. She was terrified she was losing her voice, and she was. From what the paper said, she refused to go on stage 3 times. She'd been to everybody before she came to me. Freudians, Lennians, Jungians, on drugs, gig. I got the functioning again.
Kept her singing.
That's right, yeah. She's still performing, I think. I go to the opera myself.
That's one of your triumphs.
Yes, well.
Not good enough, Widdicombe. You're forgetting Bernard Levin.
Who?
Bernard Levin, our most famous living opera goer. He expects the best, he deserves the best, and he even pays for the best. Not only does he pay through the nose for his tickets, but all his opera-going kit must cost him a fortune, all his little pumps and waistcoats and cloaks, and all the furbelow and folderol. You've got no right to ruin his evening by putting on stage a clapped-out singer who's lost her voice. I take a very dim view of that, Widdicombe.
Wait!
What?
Well, there was this boy who came to me once because one night he shot some horses, he blinded some horses, and then we loved them. And I taught him to relive it. I taught him to realise that in fact the horses were really naked men prancing about in his head.
Widdicombe, they asked me if I'd be interested in stage managing that one.
I'm sorry, I can't think of
moment. It's one of the climaxes, you see, and I had worked on the speech a little. Now to see what you are, what you really are. Oh well, perhaps I'll get myself going, eh? Ellen Winterspot came to you in a state of stress. Of course she did. She is always in a state of stress, being highly ambitious, extremely vain, and hopelessly insecure in a business run on ambition, vanity, and insecurity. There was nothing out of the normally horrendous wrong with her. You didn't find it out, did you? You couldn't even be bothered to penetrate a simple disguise and find out who she really was and what business she was in. You simply gave her some of your off-the-cuff advice in your usual brutal style, for your usual brutal fees, no doubt. Month after month of session after session of 50 guinea fees. And her marriage, my marriage. Her happiness, my home, meant nothing to you at all. How could they? You never even gave them a thought. How could you, incapable as you are of giving a thought to anything except the profits from your sordid little swindles, even with a gun pointing at your head? No! No good at all. There's just nothing there, is there? Oh well. I guess the only thing to do is to plough on. Get up, Widdicombe. The spade cat is about to strike back. Get up! It's all built around my shooting you see. But I'll tell you what. I'll give you one final, last chance. But no cliches or whinings or bang! Please! The wine, Widdicombe.
I've got a wife for 2 keys.
That's a cliche and a wine. You can't take the centre at a moment like this, you can't. 1, 2, 3. That last bit was rather good. No notes there at all. You're still grasping the first stage of my plan, are you, Widdicombe? It's to give you, you see, a vivid taste of death. A glimpse over the abyss. A spasm of eternity and so forth. So you learn something about the human psyche, those you tamper with so callously as well as your own. But get up, Widdicombe, pull yourself together. Your next scene is far bigger, not a simple matter of dying, you know. Where are they? You don't think they're on strike, do you? Oh, hello, Kent Television. News desk, please. Yes, I'll hang on.
Think you had to teach me? Think I had I'd see myself before I go to sleep at night like everybody else. Myself lying flat on the board, eyes closed or open staring, cheeks down, feet sometimes crossed and pointed out sideways, the arms going along the sides, hands crossed across the chest. What? 2 kids. A home in Cricklewood. A small garden. One of my boys has got a stammer, and the other one's good at football. Despises me. Sitting in his eyes when we're kicking about in the garden. I'll tick his gun, tick, tick, tock, and he'd swimming, and I'd double about and chalk like I was one of them. I tell Rosie, it's no sin in it. See now, it stops us. He does the best he can under control. No, he doesn't, Greg. He loves you, we all do. Anyway, I can't stand Nigel. Such a fun to try me. No, I tried to say that. He loves me, all right. And Rosie says I smell and sweat and snore at night. I think, you know what? That's what I am. That's my being, this, the one that happened to the other. What am I doing here? How did it happen? I'd like to be nice. What's going wrong? What's going wrong? Is this what you had 20 years ago when you were free in Cyprus? Seedy man, and seedy job, and balls, legs crossed, and cheeks, these cheeks funny. Well, that's not what I had in mind when she started out, is it? Is that what my dad wanted when he took her from me? It's no life for you, old man. See, there's nothing here to teach me about anything, that's it. Because I experience all the time. Every night. But what you teach me? When you fired that at me, it made me think and feel. And you made me hate you like I've never hated anyone before. There's a boy called Roger. He used to wait for me going to school. Morning's coming here, evening's coming back. I thought, I've never hated anybody as much as I hated him. But I hate you more than Roger Speed. Think you did to me a couple of minutes ago. I wouldn't do that. I've never done that to another human being.
There, you see, the same thing happened to Dostoevsky, and it had the same sort of effect. Perhaps you'll start turning out novels, too. Oh. Hello. The Kent Television News Desk. I thought you might be interested to hear of the murder of Mr. Robert Simon, homme de théâtre, man of the theatre, of Globe House, Madingley, Kent. The two persons responsible for his murder are Mr. Ferdinand, alias Fred Widdicombe, the distinguished psychoanalyst, and Mr. Simon's wife, Anne O'Neill. That's right, the Anne O'Neill. So why don't you just toddle around here with your cameras and catch Robert Simon's last death appearance? And try to get his face this time, eh? What? Oh, of course, as far as your professional association goes, murdering one of your patients may simply be the ultimate therapy. But the news media will take a very vivid interest, I assure you. Hello. Please. I'd like to report the murder of Mr. Robert Simon by Mr. Ferdinand Widdicombe, and the deceased's wife, Mrs. Anne Simon. This is the deceased speaking. But it's not a joke. Try to get here by a few minutes past 4, won't you? The TV people are already on their way, and it would look much better from your point of view if you got here a few seconds before them. Bye. There. See?
You know,
will be your body that gets the coverage. On guard! Go on, pick it up. I should.
Right.
Yes, but you won't have the nerve to fire it.
What? Oh, wait on. Well, don't you try me. After what you did to me, you're just a walking shit house. A piss bottle legs as far as I'm concerned. I'll kill you. Don't you worry.
No, you won't!
No, listen, mate. I was in the army out in Cyprus. I did there things there that would give you nightmares to hear about.
Lying when it comes.
However, come on. Once we caught the ones in their taxi, we made them kneel down with their hands on their knees and we did bullets in the backs of their heads. Then we put bullets in them everywhere. In their fronts, in their arms, in their legs, in their bums, and then we blew them up with their own bomb. Made a mistake there. It's a big bomb. Sergeant Winters lost a foot and Abby had her legs together. I'm telling you this so you know. I've had a gun in my hand before. I'm killed. I'm seeing friends die. Don't me. My death, I'm afraid I'm not yours.
Come on, when you come near this 4 o'clock, let's see you do it.
No, I tell you don't.
Must be the next one. Bravo! Now your turn. Will you go? Just perfect timing. Her entrance. But for me, bring down the curtain. Bring down the curtain.
Now you stay there till I say. What are you doing there? What's going on? Mind if I come in?
Hello?
What's going on? I heard shots. I heard one earlier when I was in the cottage.
The gun backfired.
Gun.
Calm backfired.
That's what I thought the first time. But we were just going up the road and heard them again. We both did.
Huh?
Where is White?
I don't know. I'm waiting for him myself, as a matter of fact. Can't wait a whole lot any longer. Tell him I waited, would you?
Who are you? Hmm? Who are you?
Just a chat. Looking in. Personal matter. Really can't wait any longer. Good God, nearly 4. I'll miss my lunch if I don't hurry. I'll make sure.
That's a gun.
Indeed.
You'd better wait a minute, man. Sit down. Robert! He's dead!
Yes. Yeah. Look, there was an accident. He wanted me to do it. He made me do it.
Wanted you to kill him.
Yeah, he thought it was because of my being a psychoanalyst.
Oh, he wanted you to kill him because he thought you were a psychoanalyst.
Yeah, but I'm not. You see, that's the point. See, but I'm a private detective.
But you're a private detective, is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
yes. Look, just a minute, please. It's my tape recorder. Look. See, I got messages of this stuff. For the divorce, see? The settlement, the usual. Well, it was his wife's idea. Look, she came to me with a proposition. She wanted shot of him. And she had all the money and he's broke. I mean, he'd been living off for 2 years, see? Well, but she said he was the sort to make trouble and screw her for all he could get. But she wasn't having it. But she could persuade him to see her shrink. And she ended up, she'd recommend me, see? She even expression. Premarital inquiries are our specialty. Mediterranean clients especially well. That's what I'm really about.
And you're saying his wife Anne was behind this?
Well, this is Robert Simons, who said her name was. It was all her plan. Get me close, ask questions. She told me how to dress, what to do, use a few words to say out of the aid. And she said he was so obsessed with himself he wouldn't take any notice of me anyway. He must keep him chattering. Get him talking about his girls, his wife. Now, didn't say what it was really like. That he was a real nutter. He had it in the shrinks. I mean, shoot me with a blank, come at me with a knife, making me kill him. Well, because he had it in the shrinks, see?
Well, why didn't you tell him you were a private detective?
Well, I thought about it. I thought that'd make it worse. The way I tripped him. I've got it. If you don't believe me, phone the police. That's right. He phoned him. He phoned and said, I killed him before I had. Well, I haven't. You know that. You haven't, have you? So, please, but it'll help me. It'll prove it. You'll be able to say it must have been him that did it. Go on, please, call him. Please.
You want me to phone the police, is that right?
Yes, please. It's my only chance.
Has anyone phoned in to report the murder of Mr. Robert Simon? Yeah, that's right, Robert Simon. Oh. Well, in that case, I'm reporting it now. Yes, he's been murdered. Shot by F. Whittaker, private investigator. Oh, hang on.
Did he?
He's a 16A on Compton Street, London W1. Yeah. He's here now. He admits that he did it. Yeah. It's the Globe House, Manning, Kent. Yeah. Right.
It's true, okay.
You can't tell me that a lady like Anna had anything to do with something like this. What a story.
Robert? Hannah? What is going on?
You better wait outside.
No, I want to know what's going on. Where's Robert? Who is this man?
Thing is, Anna, there's been an accident.
Robert?
He's dead behind the sun. Don't look at him. Don't. And this bloke did it. I was sent for the police, but I don't know if you can follow this, but perhaps I'd better warn you. This bloke says that Robert made him, and how did you put him up to it?
That's not her. I've never seen her before. You saw her? On television. Advertising something, like beans. Anyway, you're not the one. Dark hair, funny teeth, dumpy. He set me up. I don't understand the rest of it, but I know that much. Oh, come on, Lee. I'll get that bit up. Oh, no, you ain't shooting. It's hard to pull a trigger on somebody. And even if you do, I don't care. Go in.
I'll catch you. I've got your card.
I know that. It happened just as I said. But don't believe me. Not a chance. I got a record. Writing in England, bit of a scene. Portugal official documents to get my license. They'll think I shot him when he caught me trying to steal. And they can't tell him any different, can they? Even if he wanted to. And that woman's not going to come forward, say she had anything to do with it, is she? Whoever she is. It's on me. Aye.
Ricardo. Jesus, Amy. Jesus Christ, it worked!
Yes, darling. And you're even more brilliant than you thought. I feel rather cold.
Oh, come on, Eddie. You know me. I'm not some creepy wizard. I'm your simple-minded outgoing alcoholic. Don't go getting frightened of me. Look, it was just an instinct with someone like Robert, that's all.
Yes, darling. But we got him killed.
No, we didn't, Eddie. He got himself killed. All we did was create a highly sharp situation, which he felt humiliated and rejected and deprived. It provided me with someone to blame, and I gave him a loaded gun and a knife, kept out of the way while he got on with it. That's all we did. And maybe a bit of a sin, but it's no crime, as my old English teacher used to say. Although we could have done any number of things, Eddie. He could have given me back the gun and the knife and left with his little tail between his legs the way you asked him to. Or he could have played out some fool charade with old Whittaker. That's what I expected. Left us with the good time. Jesus, I think 357. Oh, monkey. Or he could have killed old Whittaker and not got killed himself. It was a multi-option situation, and the options were all his. You cling on to that. And we might as well. They'll look after this happening.
One of the options he nearly took was to put a bullet in me. Carve me up with that ghastly knife.
We've been over this 100 times. Thought you'd gone when I gave you the gun. Anyway, I knew he would be coming. Is there anything else for Sunday to take? It can't be, can there? I mean, that's the beauty of it. Nothing to do with us. It's just like Bruce.
Bruce?
No. Didn't I tell you about Brucey? It's my kid brother. Yeah, that's where I got the idea from. He used to give me a real wanker's time for the game. Always telling tales and pinching the cricket bat. One day, I overheard Mum telling Dad that you caught him playing with the matches again. If we didn't look out, little Brucey had set himself on fire. So I took the matches down from the mantelshelf. Stuck him where I'd find him in the toilet after breakfast. Dad's light upon in the morning papers. Sure enough, Rugby told to relieve himself. In no time at all, smoke was pouring from the toilet window. He's still got the scar tissue on his bum.
Oh.
No, she won't. You want a hermit special to sit you on your feet, eh? Oh, an Annie special. Oh, Annie. The way you looked at Whittaker. Straight in the eye. That was great acting. Hours spent in his office setting up with him to get himself killed or convicted. And he thought he might have seen me selling fake beans.
Must have been my portrait. That was my last telling. And all he could see was that dark wig, those funny teeth, and those revolting forces. Oh, you swine.
I could really go in right now and celebrate. Tell you the truth, Eddie, I'm hard. I'm in a better control myself. Don't want the police turning up while we're having it away on the side of the hubby line again today.
Oh, I mustn't. It's just the thought of him. The only part he could ever play. Lying dead behind the sofa waiting for the police. Do you think they'll let me go on tonight? That's what I want to do. That's what I need to do. I give the performance of my life.
No way. It's out of the question.
Yes, you're right. They say I was hard. But it is such a
can't move in straight away. Maybe then I could have. As a friend to keep an eye on you after the tragedy. Yeah, is that the police? What's going on in the matter of Mr. Robert Simon's murder? The man who did it's on the run. Mrs. Simon's arrived on the scene and she's a very upset lady. Are you on strike or what? Jesus, well, how long then? They're working the rule. Jesus, what a country. Anyway, that letter. I'll be here any moment. How are you going to receive it, mate? Tears or the shakes, or should I tuck you up in bed with a nice hot cup of tea and do all the talking?
Oh, don't worry, darling. I'll improvise quite naturally. One always finds the appropriate response somehow.
Take over all his comforts, not to mention his wife and her money and their waterbed. It's hell out of Earl's Court, eh? You think I'd die for you. All I had in mind was a little game to teach you and Whittaker a lesson. The pleasure of seeing and hearing you recriminating over my corpse. Publicity. I did phone the TV people, by the way. I was going to rise up before them and announce our divorce. Typical of them to pass me over yet again. Then I was going to walk with dignity out of your life. Perhaps into a bit of real telly work on the strength of my little self-promotion. Real killing. Real death.
Oh, didn't you look properly? Don't you know the only thing you can do is blood before any fast pretending to be dead? I told you often enough.
Did you really prefer Bruce's homicidal brother to me? You hated me then.
From the first time you betrayed me. Everything I said, Whittaker said about our marriage was true. And I knew when the time came to throw you out, to make my life a misery. And you have. You would. And now you stand there looking so self-righteous. You who've screwed all those girls.
357 cost. Whittaker's got it on tape, see? Nothing's changed, really. Nothing of being alive, I guess. You're still through.
I never deceived you. Not once. Oh, a dab of lipstick on an item of laundry. The occasional bar. Telephone conversations which were what I didn't want them to seem to you. What was worst of all, you never bothered even to notice as far as I could tell. This is very humiliating in front of Bruce's homicidal brother. I left her. Oh yes, and was happy looking after her and her monstrous ego and her merely average talent. Yes, I was. But I did now and then want you to care, you see. To show a little courteous jealousy. I knew very well that my only real gifts were a gift of a stage manager. How could I live the rest of my life as a stage manager when the woman I adored made us so much money that my pay was simply a tax burden? That's the point. So, if I was happy enough cooking you special little meals when you came home exhausted from your triumphs, and running this house while you were out at rehearsals, I at least wanted you to believe I had some value to others. 357 nights, which were my 357 failed attempts to get you to notice. What about your Grizzle, Homer? What have you got planned for her?
There wasn't any Grizzle, apart from that.
See? Just a way of handing over a gun and a knife, eh?
That's right, Robert. It was quite instructive. Listening to your advice to go ahead and take her from her husband. Remember?
Hello? Could I speak to Fred Whitacombe, please? Oh, is that Rosie? Hello, Rosie. This is a colleague of your husband's. Could you tell him that Robert Simon phoned? As bright as rain. That it was all a joke, okay? And that he's not involved. Whatever he hears, he's absolutely not involved. I'll give him my regards. And to Nigel and Piers, yes. Oh, you might try one of the elocution classes in the local acting schools for Nigel Stammer. They're quite good at that sort of thing. Yes. Goodbye.
Well, the police will be here any moment. They'll give you a quality.
I didn't call them, Herman. You did.
Anyway, you can piss off now, man. You won't be getting any 5,000 in. Will you?
We've been sorted out between you. I've got my half to make. And you put me in a dreadful state. Damn for nothing.
What do you mean, Annie? Half of what?
She has to be in the theatre half an hour before the curtain goes up. She's not with me, you know. Or with you, she's already in the theatre. You wouldn't have lasted 7 days with her, let alone 7 years. Not once you'd done her job for her.
I'll come with you, Annie. You'd better be gone by the time we get back.
Just a minute!
Oh, come on, man. They're all blanks. Annie.
Don't call her Annie, please. Especially not in that accent. They're not blanks. I just put some of your bullets back.
Oh, ha, ha.
Right. This time we're going to do it properly. Over here, Colin!
Your military says that.
Get over here! Herman, get the knife! What? Get the knife! Well, here we are. Back to the beginning. A gun and a knife in a multi-option situation. It could go any way. You've got 10 seconds, don't you? And then I fire. Last words, please. 1, 2, 3. Come on, you've done Cleopatra, you've done Hedda. Just a few lines to exit on. Don't worry about the context. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we'll see how real the process is. When there's a knife in my back, darling, from you. And a bullet in my gut, darling, from you. You got what you wanted in the end, eh? No. This is the first death speech I've ever been allowed to make. Look. I can taste it. Real blood. And when they come, tell them accidental judgments, of casual slaughters, of deaths put on by cunning and forced cause, and in the upshot purposes mistook fallen on the inventor's head. Tell them that none of this would have happened if it hadn't been staged, managed by